Hi, I got another story for us today. It's called K is for Kwanzaa. I don't know if you've heard of Kwanzaa before, but we were talking about it this week and singing some songs. So let's see a little bit about what it is. It's an alphabet book too. So A is for Africa. It says Africa is the second largest continent in the world. It has many countries. African Americans' ancestors came from Africa. And Kwanzaa is a holiday that celebrates the rich heritage of Africa. B is for Bandera. The Bandera is the African American flag that they sometimes put up during Kwanzaa. Black, red, and green. C is for candle. And the candle is made out of wax, and it also comes in three colors: a red, green, and black. You'll see the candles. D is for dashiki. Dashiki is the shirt that some people might wear when they're celebrating Kwanzaa. And E is for embe, which is what you see here. And embe is mango in Swahili. That's a different language. Just like English is one language, Swahili is another language. And in Swahili, they say embe. That's mango. I really like mango. Do you? F is for feast. For Kwanzaa, family gets together and eats together. That's the feast. G is for gele. That's the long, narrow strip of cloth that some women or girls might wear around their head or above their head. H is for harvest. Harvest, remember, is when all the things are growing and then you pick them, like pumpkins and potatoes and bananas and carrots. So for Kwanzaa, they're really celebrating kind of a harvest. It's the food being picked. I is for indigo. That's a type of color. That's why they're only showing this. It kind of looks a little blue, maybe purple on the screen. It's an indigo, and it's actually made from an indigo plant. And they use it to make clothes. They use this to color some of the clothing. J is for jewelry, like bracelets and rings and earrings and necklaces. Those are all jewelry. And for Kwanzaa, a lot of times people will make necklaces and jewelry to give as gifts. They like to give gifts. K is for Kwanzaa and also for Kinara. So remember I told you about the candles? This is where they keep the candles, on a Kinara. Some of you who might celebrate Hanukkah know that you put the candles on a menorah. Here, they're putting the candles on a Kinara. L is for lapa. That is the cloth that you wear around as a skirt. Kind of like a skirt. It's called a lapa. M is for MKK. And MKK is a mat. It's a special mat that they put on the table to put the kinara and some of the food. It's called an MKK mat. And it's kind of like a woven mat. It means it goes in and out. N is for neighborhood, because when you're celebrating, sometimes you celebrate with the people in your neighborhood. O is for Oware, and that is a game. Oware is a game that you play with marbles or stones. You might also hear the word mancala. That's another name for it, mancala. And playing together can always be fun. P is for plants. We know that plants grow. So when you're doing harvest, it's important to talk about plants too. Q is for quilt. A quilt usually has, well, sometimes little boxes, it looks like, of different types of designs on there. And they're made out of fabric, usually different kind of fabrics, almost like a blanket. R is for raffia, which is a fiber that comes from the leaves of certain palm trees. And it's used to make masks, baskets, bags, and MKK mats. So they use this special kind of trees to make a special kind of fiber or fabric to make the MKK mats. S is for a shakere. It's an instrument, and we might have seen some of these It kind of has a gourd and it has little beads around it and it shakes. And it's called a shikere. It's an instrument that they might play during Kwanzaa. T is for tales. Tales are stories. Can be real or make believe. And sometimes you might tell stories during Kwanzaa too. U is for Ujamaa, one of the words they use for Kwanzaa. It usually means what they call cooperative economics, big word, but it really kind of means that people coming together and selling different types of items together. So somebody makes the bowls, somebody might be making fabric, somebody might be selling the food, and they come all together so they can buy from each other. V is for vibunzi, and another word is muhindi. Those are the different, it's corn, another word for corn. I like the name, vibunzi and muhindi, and they put those on the MKK map. And then another word for water, and they call it just water, but it's a symbol of purity, and they say umoja. And then that's the one that they drink water to toast. X is for xylophone. We've seen a xylophone before. It's a musical instrument, and it can also be made from metal or wood. And this one's made out of wood. And you might hear people playing it during Kwanzaa or see them playing it. Y is for yams. They're kind of like potatoes almost. And that's another one of the vegetables you might see at a Kwanzaa feast. Yams. And Z is for zawadi. And zawadi means gifts. So in Kwanzaa, you also give gifts, but they give gifts that people have made for each other, or some things like books and games. Those are the kinds of gifts that they might give, and it's called zawadi. So those are all some of the things that you might hear and see with somebody who's celebrating Kwanzaa. K for Kwanzaa. See you next time. Bye.